This video shows the code that makes up the application that I just showed in another video. I'm going to be focusing on the repository web tool first, where you can see this repo on GitHub. That's a public repo, so you could inspect it there. But it's just a repo. We can clone it into our local development environment. Here I am on RStudio, and as I mentioned before, this is structured as an R package, so you would find a description file that is where we describe a few things, but most importantly we describe the dependencies, not only the R dependency but also the packages that need to be installed. So other than that, you will find the app.r file, which lives at the root of the repo, and that is not a standard file in an R package. But if you read Master in Shiny, here you will find how this app.r file allows you to deploy an application that is structured as an R package, just like this one right here. So in the book, actually, what's covered is essentially this line here, which basically uses package load O to source the entire code in this package, so that every function in R is available, every data set is available. And then you would see that after that, typically you just call a function that brings the application up. So here I'm doing a little bit more than that, but if I run just line 2 and line 4, which is calling the application, then you can see that the app has already launched. So here I'm using a toy version of the data, and it comes also with a toy version of the password. So this is actually public. If you want to try it, you can try toy as a username and toy as a password, and then you can log into the application and then start exploring it. The file app.r here is a little bit more complex because we need to set up a few options so that it is deployed specifically on Google Cloud Run, which is the service that is serving this app. I'm not going to enter in a lot of detail, but basically the service Google Cloud Run likes the port 8080, so I'm saying that right here. And other than that, I'm also setting this password toy so that it detects that the password I want to be using for local exploration is a public toy password. The other password is private, so cannot be shared in this public repository. So if you are developing this app, you clone the code. Let's restart the session kind of so that you start fresh. You could do like any change that you could normally do in an R package. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. And then if you want to see the effect of your changes in the app, or if you want to just confirm that the app continues to run, you would come here to the app.r file and just source that file. Right? So that will launch the application. It will give you the option to log in. You could log in with toy. If you are trying to log in here with the real password, it will fail. And you can explore the app as you would normally do. You can open it on the browser, log in there again, and then so here is a little big, that's why you don't see the menus. But if I make it a little smaller, you can see everything that you would normally see online. So here we have toy data. So what you see is like a silly data set with a lot of NAs everywhere, but it's enough to kind of explore the UI and see that everything kind of works. So like no mystery, if you are working with this repo, you could just work as you would normally work in an R package, create commits, push to GitHub, and all of that. And if you want to explore it locally, you open this app.r file, source it, and the app will launch. So this app.r file is not only used interactively, but it is also used on Google Cloud Run to deploy the app. So Google Cloud Run is a service that takes any application running inside a Docker container and serves it, right, and runs it. So for that, we need not only this app.r file, but we also need this Docker file, so which describes what is the environment that is required for this app to run. So I'm going to walk very quickly through this Docker file. It's actually a little bit more complex than the minimum one that you can kind of get away with, but there is a reason for every line here. So at first we start from an image from the Rocker project, the image Shiny, the latest version of it, has, as you can imagine, R installed in it, also has Shiny and a few other packages. So it's a good starting point because it kind of creates an environment that is very close to what this application needs. Then what it does is, takes this dot here means takes all the code that exists in this repository and creates a copy of it into this specific directory. That is a directory that is well known for a Shiny server. So whenever you install the Rocker Shiny image, that comes with Shiny server. So that little environment that you're creating could be used if you want to serve that app locally inside a local container. So this specific directory is not required for Google Cloud Run, but it's also nice to have the ability to test your app in a containerized application in your local environment. So regardless of whether or not you serve it in Google Cloud Run. Then this line 5, what's doing is setting that directory where we copied the app. It is setting it up as the working directory so that any command uses that as a working directory. And then what we are going to do is we're going to install the package, which is a beautiful way to install packages. So first we install pack, and then by running pack, so pack, that will look into that description file and will install every dependency of this application. So in that step is where we will be installing arrow, vsleave, config, everything that the app needs to run. That's happening in this code that I'm highlighting right here. Then in the Docker file, we also expose the port 8080 because it's a port that Google Cloud Run really likes. And finally, when everything is created, so when the software that is needed for this app is created, we then launch the app. So remember, when we were locally, we were just sourcing app.r, but in the environment of Google Cloud Run, the way we do that is just by running rscript app.r, which should work here too, I guess. Let me try. I'm a little bit of a risk because I didn't try it before. Rscript. So rscript is a way to invoke R from the terminal, and if you are in the right working directory, saying app.r, it's gonna source that file. So here it's trying to load it, and okay, failed to create a service. So it didn't work just as I expected. But in the context of Google Cloud Run, that is what you need to do. I'm not gonna spend time debugging this. Okay, so that is an overview of the source code of the app. So before I gave a whole overview of the app and all the services that it uses, now we focus specifically on the source code of the repository Tilt Web Tool, and I talked about the idea that this app is structured as an R package. So everything that you already know about building R packages applies here too. And then it has a couple of important different files, so non-standard files, at least not non-standard for R package development, which is this app.r file, which deploys the app in your local environment if you source that file, and also deploys it in the Google Cloud Run server. And for that service to be able to be deployed on Google Cloud Run or in any containerized application, you do need a containerized, you do need a Docker file so that you create that containerized environment, right? So I mentioned how this file does just that.